Welcome to Curtis and Mel's Paranormal Review right here on C.D.S.P Ghost Chaser on YouTube. And this is my co-host, Melody Schweiger of Spirit Seekers.
Hi, guys.
And we're going to just talk about witches today. We have some videos to show and talk about, I was at a place where a known witch, well, at least that's the legend, that's the story. You know about the witch woods where I was at.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was weird. Let me tell you, somebody was pulling some kind of pranks on me down in there. I know that the crows were going crazy on me and everything else, so it was kind of weird.
hmm
But yeah, I would like to get back up there, the Devil's Elbow, if we could, and see what's going on with those voice recorders. How could we lose our recordings like that? That's
I know
strange.
that was crazy, especially both of us.
I know. Of course, we know from our history books and everything that in the 1600s there was many people who were killed for being witches. Now today you have people who are Wiccans, shamans. You have all kinds of practitioners of witchcraft and all kinds of crafts and stuff like that on the subject. So, but back then, if you practiced it or you were even suspected of it, they burned you at the stake,
Yep.
which is
Or
kind of
they hung you, too.
or hung you, tortured
Yep.
you, put you in prison. And I mean, what a time to be different back then. I think most of them were just people who were different to themselves, and they were in touch with nature.
hmm I agree.
A lot of them. But
Yep.
I like the Blair Witch Project. You know that I like that a lot. And we're talking about witches today. So
hmm
how about the Bell Witch? That was another good story.
Yeah, I haven't read too much up on that, but I'm going to have to, definitely.
The Bell
I
Witch.
think, isn't that in Missouri?
I think so. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah,
Mm.
I like that. Blair Witch, of course, the students went into the woods and they disappeared, and there for the longest time, I believed that. I tell you right now, I believe that them three students went in the woods and, and they disappeared. I believed it.
I
Strange,
thought
you know what I mean?
something. I was puzzled for a while. Yeah.
Me too. I was going right along with it. I said, "Oh man, they did disappear." Well, anyway, I'm glad we could get up here and talk and stuff, and get up here and do a little episode and talk about our future investigations. I'd like to get back up there at Devil's Elbow, but I would like to. You know what the hardest thing is that's going on, Mel? I have searched for any witches that have historical society in different places, trying to find a gravesite of a witch around our area, and I can't find any.
Me neither. Me neither. Um, I
It's
think there's
strange.
one in Woodland Cemetery, um, thought, made up. And I'm not 100% sure. We tried to search for the grave. I couldn't find her. I couldn't even find the name in the directory.
Yeah, I can't find it
So
anywhere.
I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, I couldn't find any around here. I mean, there's stories, you know what I mean? There's stories. I've talked to people who have
Yeah.
known stories of people who said they were a witch, but it's not on their tombstone. It's not, known fact where they would be buried. But I have this one film. I got some clips too from. I like this one film. I don't know if you ever saw this one film, Mel. Have you ever saw The Witch by Robert?
No.
That The Witch, Robert Eggers film, and it's stars Anya Taylor Joy. I got some clips of that movie. That movie looks good. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I never seen the whole uh, movie. So I think we're having a little technical difficulty with Mel, but I'm going to go ahead and play this video until she gets back with us.
These old mountains, they held a lot of secrets over time, and unfortunately, so do a lot of its people. Now we'll be talking about mountain witches. Now this is a subject that people think, oh, Donnie, you don't know what you're talking about. There is no such thing. Oh, our elders could tell you so much different. And some of them are still around today to share their stories, what they believe, and what really happened to them. So we'll look at this old legend and thing that still goes on in these mountains. So let's get started. Now everybody's heard of witches. They're just fantasy tales, fairy tales, folklore, and stuff to scare the kids. I've heard them all my life growing up. My grandmother used to tell me about them all the time, these witches, flying, moving around, trying to find little kids.
Oh.
And she'd scare us to death with visions of witches looking like this, going around snatching up little kids and eating them. Because that was just for the children. But on a serious note, fact is stranger than fiction in these old mountains. Now, best I can figure some research, this is not my specialty. I'm not much on this subject, but I thought I would share this with you. Best I could come up with the different kinds of witches in these old mountains over the years that our elders have told us about is one, of course, the evil witches. These are ones that aligned themselves with evil, the devil, and all the dark arts. And these are the ones that cause mischief in these mountains for so much misery for so many people. And the next up is the witch doctor. The witch doctor is the people that would counteract the evil spells and hexes put on people and farms and animals by the evil witches. They were the good witches. And then there was the medicine witches, which cured all the elements and took care of all the sicknesses through the natural herbs of the mountains. They knowed all the roots and plants to cure people. And that's what they done, more like a medicine woman. And the fourth one is water witches. This is a common one. It still goes on today. I know I can do this myself. This don't work for many people. This is where you find water and things under the ground. So, let's get started. Now, a lot of people think, well, there ain't nobody believes in that crap. Well, yes, they do. The elders did, and they still do to this day. Look at these barns.
Glad you're back, Mel.
Now, when I
Thank you.
grew
I don't
up,
know what happened. Everything
these
cut out.
barns were just barns. I never
I'm
seen
just
none of these
watching this
egg
documentary a little
symbols
bit about this
put
guy
in
telling
barns.
us
It's
about the
more of a
Appalachian
trend
witches.
nowadays than it did anything, just decorative.
Okay.
But it wasn't back then, especially in Pennsylvania and the northern Appalachians. They put these on barns to protect the evil spirits and hexes from mountain witches. And you could see here, they're still going on today. But like I said, it's more of a trend now and just decorative. We'll start out with some history. There's a lot of history on these witches. But way back in Europe, they had a lot of witch problems. They accused a lot of innocent people, I'd say, of witchery. And they executed. They burned them at the stake or hung them. And a lot of them escaped over to this country. And a lot of people that come into this country, especially German, Dutch, they brought a lot of their traditions with them. And unfortunately, I would say some witch traditions too. A lot of people have been executed in the East for witchery, and a lot of people have suffered for it. Some innocent, some not. And back in these old mountains, they migrated with the settlers. And old history here in Tennessee, everybody's heard of the Bell Witch. Right here's a story on it. Everybody knows it. If you don't,
There's another
it's
one
not
now, the
hard to
Bell
find.
Witch.
Even done a lot of research in it. They can't figure that one out. A lot of newspaper articles on it too, from way back. Even one of our experts, Andrew Jackson, had problems with this. History on that. Now these old mountains, these people live so hard. Some of the remote, ruggedest places you'd ever see. And they tried their best to scratch a living off the land. And some people were good, and some were not. Now a lot of these old people, especially the old women, they could tell you tales about these witches. There's all kinds of stories that they've told that hexes is put on them and their livestock and their family, and all kinds of history about this stuff. I'm just going to touch briefly on the different witches. And most of these people in these mountains were real religious. They attended church regularly, they believed in God, the Lord Jesus Christ, and they read the Bible all the time. And the Bible says of all this evil in the world, and they believed it. They believe in evil curses, and they believe in hexes. That's just like superstition in these mountains. Now, first up we talk about is the evil witches. These are the ones that put hexes on people, and their farms, their livestock, their family, people. They were just up to mischief, no good. A lot of people said reports that when they milked the cows, and the cow would go dry, not superstition, but their cows would, instead of giving milk, they would give blood. And they would claim the witches put a hex on them. So they didn't know who it was. You never know who was doing this against the family or the barns or the people. They never did know. Somebody had a revenge against the family, or just a family feud. You never did know. They couldn't really know who it was, so they couldn't just accuse people. If they did, they'd be their own mountain justice here. They didn't need nothing else. They'd take care of it themselves. That's the way it was in these old mountains. So they never did know who it was. So they would get a witch doctor, somebody that would counteract these spells that the evil witch was putting on these farms or these people. And whatever that bad witch, evil witch hex they put on them, the witch doctor would counteract it. So whatever happened that they had made a curse or a hex on, it would reverse it. It would happen to the person that caused it. And I've heard all kinds of stories about this. Now these old people in these lands, they worked hard. And they had a lot of sickness in here too. Remember, now we're going to talk about medicine. These people didn't have no doctors, no medicine. They lived off the land and the cures that the land provided. Now what we'd be talking about is what they call granny witches, medicine women, herb people. These people solved and fixed cures off herbs, roots, off the land. Especially the old Canadian American people. They really know these herbs, roots, and plants.
We're really going back in the past, aren't we?
And all these babies,
Yeah, it's
they got
crazy
sick. They
how
couldn't
far
help
back
them.
it
But a
you
lot
know,
of them, they cured them too.
they did this.
Roots and medicine. That's the way it was in these
I want to
mountains.
do about 4 or 5
Now it's
episodes of
said
this that we're
that
talking
these
about
medicine women,
all the way back, you know.
these old granny doctors,
Yeah.
they could cure a nosebleed with a verse out of the Bible. And here's the verse. And when I passed by thee, I saw thee polluted in thy own blood. I said unto thou, waste in thy own blood live. Yea, I said unto thee, when thou hast waste in thy own blood live. That's the Bible verse, and it was stop bleeding. Now we get into these mountains again, we get into water witches. This is the last of them, the known witches. This is a common thing. They just called them that because it was mysterious how they could find water. Now some people could do this, and it'll work for a lot of people that don't even know what it worked for. But some people, it don't work. Here they use willow sticks, different types of wood, and it didn't matter what sex you was. If you was able to do it, you could do it. It was a mental thing. This is one they still cannot comprehend how it works. It's a mental thing. There's a force in nature that this works, but it don't work for everyone. Now here, this is me. This is what I use. It does work for me. I didn't believe it either. For years and years ago, somebody showed it to me, and I found my busted water lines and stuff. It's just simple coat hangers I use with no handle. And when you come across what your mind is set on looking for, it will cross. And there it be. And I'm absolutely positive that it works because I've used it. And you can make your own. Just an old regular metal coat hanger. You cut it here. I just showed this for an example. And here's what I've been using. This is how I cut them and bend them. Put them in my hand. This is a force in nature that man cannot understand. But it does work. I factually know it works. You can even buy these online. I was surprised to see these when I was doing some research. You can buy them. But why buy them when you can make them? Now these old mountains and these old people, they're real religious, but they're superstitious. And they've seen things happen in these mountains that we couldn't even comprehend the stories that they could tell us. These mountains are so beautiful, but they're so mysterious, and they're still forces in nature that man will never understand. Most of these old stories are just wise tales and folklore, but there's a lot of truth in them too. So whatever you hear as a folklore or a little legend, there's some truth behind it or it wouldn't be there. Now these mountains are so mysterious, but they're so beautiful. But there's things that man does not know. He thinks he knows, but he don't know nothing. That's just the way it is in nature. Now I hope you've enjoyed this. I just touched briefly on some of these mountain witches. If you really get interested in this, I'll leave a link in the description under the video where you could really listen to some of these old people that's been interviewed on what they think about mountain witches. So I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Here we go, Salem, Massachusetts, Mel.
Yep. Speaking of Salem, I have a book right here that I bought when I visited Salem, Massachusetts. I've got
Yeah.
a book right here about the
Oh,
witch trials. Yep.
awesome. Show some pictures. Can you?
All right. Go ahead. I don't have any pictures. It's all just reading. Goes back in like hundreds. Got see what else is that? Lists. Let's see. I can do it right here. It's got lists of people's names of who was hung and when.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait till this video goes off, and we'll go through some of them names.
All right.
Here's that movie, The Witch, Mel. Robert Eggers. Some
Okay.
photos and clips of
Yeah.
it. I'd like to check that book out.
Yeah, you can. I'll bring it up time.
Can you show some of them pictures of it? Show the cover and some pictures of that, Mel. I'd like to check it out.
Yeah, I'll show you the cover. There's the cover.
Put it right up there. Let me
It
see.
don't have any. Yeah, it don't have any pictures.
Salem witch trials. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then in the back, it's got all these like names. Who was accused of witchcraft and when, what year,
Can you read some
and
of them
stuff
off
like
a little
that.
bit? Can
Yeah,
you read just a few of them off, Mel? That's
yeah,
interesting.
I sure can. Yeah. These are persons accused of witchcraft in and around 1692. Arthur Abbott, age when he was accused, he was like 50s. Residence was Ipswich, Topsfield, Wenham border, and he was a weaver. There's Nehemiah Jr. Abbott. He was accused in the 50s. Let's see here. We got Abigail Barker, Mary Barker, William Sr. Barker, William Jr. Barker, Sarah Bassett. She was 35 when she was accused. William
Wow.
Jr. Barker was accused when he was 14.
Wow.
Yeah, yep. Um, bishops, there's a few bishops, they were accused in their 40s.
There were some really famous ones in there. I can't remember the names right now, but the couple of female ones that were accused and killed, but I can't remember their names right now. I think it starts with the last names a B, but I can't think of their names right now. It's escaping me right now. But they were famous witches
Yeah.
or accused witches, I should say.
Here's the Reverend. Yeah. Here's the Reverend George Burroughs. He was a minister and he was hanged for it back in August 19th, 1692.
Oh,
Here's Andrew Carrier, who was tied in neck and heels. That's crazy.
yeah, that's
There's
nuts.
there's a whole there's a whole bunch of them. Here's the Martha Carrier. She was accused when she was 50 and she was hanged August 19th, 1692.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, here's this one. Giles Corey. He was 80 when he was accused and he was pressed to death
Oh,
September 19th, 1692.
I know. What in the world were they thinking when they come up with shackles and the guillotine and all these different ways to kill them? I mean, who come up with that? Was that a religious person?
Exactly. I don't know. It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, it is. But that's an interesting book. I never read it, but I now you got me interested. I mean, I've read.
Oh, you definitely have. And it goes by dates and stuff in here.
Yeah, I love hearing about the dates. I
Dates
know
and
a lot of it.
days.
Yeah, I know a lot of it took place in the 16th century, 1600s.
Yep.
But
Yeah, I
1690,
haven't read all this book yet.
but the 1690s, that's heading towards 1700s, where I thought that stuff was pretty much done, but I guess it did go into the 1700s, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it ever really went away. I'm sure there's probably some places in different countries that they're still being accused and killed for it.
Right, and just like we were talking about earlier in the show, we were talking about now today you go on Facebook or you have websites of people practicing tarot readings, Wiccans, all the you see a
Hey,
lot of evil
Grandpa.
with it. Yeah,
Is Liam gonna be there?
I don't know. I haven't seen him in a while. Hopefully, he'll be here next week or
Me
so.
either.
I think next week.
Okay, because I want to see him.
But yeah, that's an interesting book, Melody. That is cool. Very cool book. You got to read that. We got to get into that a little bit more. Excuse me. We will
Definitely. I'll definitely bring it out so you can see it.
Cool. Where's our next place? Where are we going next?
Do that or around where you did where that picture was missing.
Yeah. Sounds good. Boy, you're
yeah. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, you're freezing up a lot, and you got to really delay too.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand.
What's going on there with that?
So how about like that? I don't know. How about round again?
I trying to talk to them guys, and they're thinking October to go back. At least the photo is still missing of Erwin Rudolph, so they don't know how that came up missing. I don't know, but they're thinking October, so I got to get definitely with them on that. I told them my daughter will come down. She's got thermal. We're going to go about it differently, a different investigation how to do it. You know, with our cat balls, the thermal. We got our voice recorders. I think a lot of it.
Yeah, we got quite a bit. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you. It seems like the microphone was muted there for a minute. Are you there, Mel?
Yeah, I'm back. It's weird, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. That's strange. I'm going to play this. I want you to see this trailer to this movie called The Witch, Robert Eggers. And if you get a chance, watch this film. I've only seen bits and pieces of it, but see what you think of it, of the trailer.
What went we out into this wilderness to find? Leaving our country, kindred, our fathers' houses. For what? For the kingdom of God. Let us pray.
Gone.
Samuel!
I totally haven't played it before. I mean, I've watched it before, right? Yeah.
You've cursed this family. Who's there?
It's Jonathan.
Oh God, my Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and don't leave my sin. For I repentant thou shalt be. From evil I will turn to thee. None ever shall destroy my faith. For I repentant thou shalt be. Oh God, my Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and don't leave my sin. For I repentant thou shalt be. From evil I will turn to thee.
Let us leave the wood.
You're pushing the pumpkin.
Yeah, it's going to be a good film, Mel. I haven't seen it. I've seen bits and
That
pieces
does
of it.
look like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Hey,
starts off with
Grandpa.
religion. Yeah,
So, so there's supposed to be a new Mickey Mouse horror movie.
a Mickey Mouse horror
But we're
movie.
talking about witches right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about witches right now, buddy. But we'll get back to that Mickey Mouse horror movie. Sounds pretty
Okay.
cool. But
Yeah.
anyway, Mel, where are we going next? Where are we heading for? We won't get down there around again
Well,
probably until October.
okay. Well, then why don't we hit up Devil's Elbow again? See what we
We
can
can
do.
try that. What was you finding out of Evergreen? Didn't you, or the not Evergreen, Woodlawn? You said there might be one witch up there.
Yeah, if you look that up and stuff, it'll tell you about it. I can't remember her name, but they did say that it looks like that there's a skull on the grave, and when it rains, it looks like blood is coming down the stone. But you can look it up and check it out and see what you think. Maybe we can find it.
Did you
I
find
did
it?
try to go on Woodlawn Cemetery, the directory, to find the name, but I couldn't find the name.
That's what weird. You know, you can't find any names to these people. There's stories, but there's no names or anything like that. Or if they say
Yeah,
that they're a witch, there that nobody's. It's not out there. It's not in the
Mom, look.
tombstone, something. So that's
yeah,
next.
yep.
That sounds good to me. That's next. Maybe we can. I got some ideas. I was looking at some locations for our Bigfoot movie. So I got some locations. I'm trying
Okay.
to. I figure what we'll do is we'll shoot it in segments. We'll do the titles. We'll do in the
Yeah.
beginning, and we'll do it in 20-minute segments, and then we'll add it in all as one full movie. Like if we go to a cornfield or something, we shoot it in the cornfield, shoot it in the wooded area, and I got some pretty good ideas. I have to take you to the locations to see if you what you think. And I think we should
All
hit that.
right.
Yeah, I think we should hit Lovers Lane again too, because there was something up there.
Yeah, I haven't. I'd like to be there. It's been years since I've been up there. I'd like to definitely check that out.
I mean, you go up there with that
Now
thermal.
that I got the thermal,
Yeah, you'll
yeah.
see for miles with that thing. Be able to see it walking and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Grandpa.
What?
This is
What
the
do you?
Mickey Mouse horror movie. Hold on.
We're talking about stuff.
Oh,
We're actually doing a show, buddy. You know what I'm saying? This is not very. This is pretty rude of you.
Yeah,
But
come on.
I will check that Mickey Mouse horror movie out, though. You have to show it to me. We'll check it out. It even
yeah, it's
sounds like
just a trailer though.
well, that's all right. We'll check it out. See what it's about. That sounds weird, though. Mickey Mouse horror film. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know about that
But
one.
and I was thinking maybe like the next time that we are on, maybe we could talk about spirit guides. I'll keep trying that. What is? I think did I say Miranda? Think it was her name. We'll have to get a hold of her again and see if maybe she's not traveling or something and get because she wanted to do a live on spirit guides.
That sounds all right. And then now I got a hold of this new one. Her name was Krista of Blinds and Booze or something. Blinds and Booze. She's over on YouTube. I ended up subscribing to her thing. She's got a lot of good videos, and she's interested maybe next Tuesday
Oh, I love
coming.
this. That's cool.
Okay.
So I told her, I said, yeah, we'll definitely maybe do something Tuesday to get you on there and see what's going on. She's got a lot of views, so she must be pretty good. I'm telling you, this is like pulling teeth to get people on here and stuff. I'm telling you, I don't
It
know.
is. It is
I,
because I have 150 followers on my Facebook for Spirit Seekers, and I've been sharing it out to them, and nothing. Like
yeah,
I said, the one that wanted to do the spirit guide, she said she was traveling, so maybe next time. So I don't
yeah.
know.
Just gotta keep trying. It's not really the season yet. Once we get in towards September, October, We got the sights and sounds of Halloween we're going to do. We got to do all that stuff. No matter what, we got to do something for Halloween. I don't know what, but like I,
Definitely.
like I
Yes.
said, we've got to get a whole day and go to these locations. Get your thermal. I have my camcorder, phone, my camcorder, and we'll go around and we'll shoot 20-minute segments for the film. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
each section will have to be different. You know, we'll have to shoot each section differently. You know, in different areas and different locations, and it'll make it more interesting. All right,
Yeah,
Mel.
definitely.
All right, Mel. I'm going to let you roll here. I'm going to end our
All
stream and
right.
give
Sounds
you
good.
thumbs up, and we'll get together on that and see what's going on and see what we can do. We have to see if we can maybe we can get up there and get that thing on the thermal. Maybe we'll get a really good picture of that thing. It looked like a skinwalker to me.
Yeah. You never know up in there.
Yeah, I know. There's something weird going on up there. All right, then, Mel. I will get back with you next week for our live
Sounds
show.
good.
You know, see what's going on.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, I'm going to give you a thumbs up. Later, guys. Keep an eye. We'll talk later about that Mickey Mouse horror film. I don't know what you're talking about with that thing. It sounds weird, but we will check it out. Thumbs up, and let's end this stream. And next week, we got to talk about more
All right.
witches.
Love you.
I love you too. Love you guys.
All right.